On everyone. So Brian Windhorst gave us a bit of an update in regards to Anthony Davis and his new contract extension. He said, I do think there is an expectation the Lakers do make some sort of offer this week, or at least show their intentions to make such an offer. So the Lakers are still waiting around for Anthony Davis to become eligible for that extension. All reports state that the Lakers are going to give Anthony Davis that extension and that Anthony Davis is expected to sign it. So hopefully this is a pretty straightforward thing, right? Hopefully this is like, hey man, here is the max, here you go. And then, he goes, all right, great, beautiful, and it's a win-win, right? But there is the concern of like, should the Lakers give him a max contract for one? He has really struggled at times to be that standout number one option. Now, how much of that is like LeBron's on the court and his just gravity pulls you towards him? So it's kind of hard to be the number one option with LeBron on the roster. That could be a possibility. Because, when LeBron was out, Anthony Davis looked like the best player in the world, right? Like he was ridiculous during that stretch. So there is that question mark, right? Post LeBron, will Anthony Davis be that guy? Can he be the number one guy? Can he be the best player, on any given night? He's incredible defensively. Defensively, you never have to worry about him. It's just on the offensive side. Can he consistently give you that offensive output? Although last year, to his defense, he did lead the league in 30 and 15 games. He also led the league in 35 and 15 games. He was a great rebounder last year, had great stretches, great moments. He just needs to just assert himself a little more. But the biggest sort of elephant in the room as far as like why the Lakers shouldn't just re-sign him for a max, and that elephant, of course, is the injuries, right? Anthony Davis has been very injury prone, although he did show that he can make it through an entire playoffs and play through the little knick-knack injuries. He had a foot injury and was able to play through that and be out there on the basketball court where the Lakers need him for this past season. So can that be the new norm going forward? If that's the case, then great. During the regular season, he's going to miss 20 plus games a year. I don't think the Lakers really care about that. Right? Like, sure, that's just kind of the NBA we're in, where like these stars, they just take 20 plus games a year off anyway. So I don't think the Lakers are going to really knock Anthony Davis for that. But it's, can he show up and deliver in the playoffs? Can he show up and be the Lakers' best player night in and night out? And if so, then I absolutely believe that he gets that. The concern is that if he doesn't accept the contract extension, do the Lakers start looking to move him? And look, I am not of the camp of you need to trade Anthony Davis. I have repeatedly said you do not trade Anthony Davis. Unless it's for like Giannis or something crazy like that, you do not trade Anthony Davis, right? Like Anthony Davis is one of the few rare unicorns in the league. And there's only like a handful of guys that you're really trading Anthony Davis for. But if you're going to potentially lose Anthony Davis or run the risk of him leaving and you getting nothing in return for him, do you start looking to move him? That's a real thing. That could be a real possibility. I don't think the Lakers would do that this season. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that they go, hey, AD doesn't want to sign a new contract. Maybe it's in our best interest to move off of him. And if he became available, the Lakers would get a nice return, right? Because there's a lot of teams that would look at AD and go, man, like he could be the difference between several teams winning an NBA championship or not. And so the Lakers could get a pretty good solid return for AD. But I don't believe that the Lakers would want to or would be looking to do that. But if he's not willing to commit long term, that could definitely be a problem. So what you have is you have Anthony Davis this year under contract, right? He's going to make $40.6 million. And then next year, he has a early termination option of $43 million. And then in 2025, is when he becomes an unrestricted free agent. So that's why I say that I don't think the Lakers will necessarily trade him this year, right? Because I think the Lakers are looking at it as like, we are a legit contender. We have a real shot at winning an NBA championship, right? If they win an NBA championship and Anthony Davis leaves, it was still worth it just because you just won an NBA championship. But if you don't win an NBA championship and he leaves, then you're in a bad position. So my guess is that if they don't get the contract extension done, they ride Anthony Davis throughout the course of this season, and then come next season, this same time next year, I really think the Lakers start looking to maybe move him and look to trade him or work out on some sort of sign and trade or something. I really do think Anthony Davis will be on the move if that's the case. Again, I don't think that'll happen. I think it will go pretty straightforward. I think the Lakers will give him the max money. I think he'll accept the max money. You know, maybe it's a shorter term, right? Maybe it's 3 years instead of 4 or something like that, or instead of 5 or whatever his max is, right? Like that's definitely a possibility, right? The Lakers could, you know, he maybe takes a smaller deal just to kind of, you know, put himself in a position to where after LeBron, if he wants to get out, he can get out. Because LeBron has at least, or he can, if he wants to, if he opts in, has one more year, even after this year. So, again, it's going to be interesting to see how this shapes up and how this works. But, you know, I don't think Anthony Davis is going to turn down that money. I think he signs the full max. He gets his bag. He gets his money. It would be nice if the Lakers could convince him and kind of talk him into maybe taking a little less money, right? It'd be nice if Anthony Davis was willing to take a little bit of a haircut and says, hey, you know, let's keep a little flexibility post LeBron so we can continue to be an NBA contender. That would be nice. But realistically, go get your money, go get your bag. Like, if I remove my Laker bias, go get your money, right? Go get your bag. But, you know, if I insert my Laker bias, it's like, hey, man, you know, instead of you taking $55 million a year is what it would budget out to throughout the course of his entire contract. Like, instead of that, would you take like $48 million a year average, right? Like, that extra $7 million could go a long way for the Lakers, especially as the cap increases and stuff. But I see this really going one way. I see the Lakers signing him, he's signing. It'd be nice if we could get this done by the end of this week, right? And kind of know, okay, Anthony Davis is locked up for the long term. LeBron James, is this his last year? I only think this is LeBron's last year if they don't win a championship or they're not close, right? Like, if the Lakers lose in like the first round, right, then I think, you know, or maybe even the second round, I think LeBron very likely could go elsewhere. But if they make it to the Western Conference Finals again and lose in a tough 6 or 7 this time, I think LeBron stays. Because I think LeBron looks at it as like, man, this might be my best chance to win an NBA championship. We went back-to-back Western Conference Finals. We're only like a piece away from winning a championship. You know, let me take, you know, $35 million this year or $40 million this year, save a little money so that way the Lakers can go get somebody and we can go win a championship. And look, I know LeBron said in the past, you know, 8 years ago now, that he'll never take another pay cut. That was 8 years ago before he was going to be 40 next year. Next year. Not this year, next year. And in year 22, right? Like, it's a big difference. And he has an opportunity to win an NBA championship. I could even see him doing that if they win the championship. Like, if the Lakers win the championship, I could see LeBron going, like, all right, I need one more. Like, let's give me, you know, $25 million or whatever and go get me another piece, right? I could absolutely see that happening. But at the end of the day, we go as far as Anthony Davis takes us. I've said that repeatedly. Said it last year, said it this year, and continue to say it because I really do. Anthony Davis is the key. He's the engine that gets this car driving. But anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts, opinions, however you feel. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this news? Are you pumped about it? Are you not? Do you think that they should give Anthony Davis that extension? Do you think that it should be the max? Do you think they should pay him less? Do you think that they should trade him? Whatever your thoughts are, however you feel. Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.